What to stream? Paul McCartney, John Travolta, Tina Fey, Latto and Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man. Paul McCartney reflecting on the days we left behind with his 18th studio album, and John Travolta writing, directing, and narrating an ode to the glamorous days of 1960s air travel are some of the new television, films, music, and games headed to a device near you. Also among the streaming offerings worth your time this week, as selected by the Associated Press entertainment journalists, Netflix drops Season 2 of Netflix's 4 seasons starring Tina Fey. Atlanta rapper Latto returns with Big Mama, and Nicolas Cage stars in a new live-action series inspired by Spider-Man. New movies to stream from May 25-31. Bill Skarsgård's aggrieved Everyman takes Dacre Montgomery's mortgage executive hostage in Dead Man's Wire, streaming on Netflix on Thursday. In his review for the Associated Press, film writer Jake Coyle wrote that it plays a little loose with facts, but the righteous rage of Dog Day Afternoon is present enough in Gus Van Sant's thriller that's as deeply 1970s as it is contemporary. Fresh off its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival, John Travolta's Propeller One-Way Night Coach will be streaming on Apple TV starting Friday, May 29. The actor wrote, directed, and narrates this ode to the glamorous days of 1960s air travel following an aviation-obsessed 10-year-old on a cross-country trip with his mother. Running at only 60 minutes, the film, which is based on a novel he wrote, has received mostly mixed reviews. In Miss You, Love You, written and directed by Jim Rash and streaming on HBO Max on May 29, Allison Janney plays a recently widowed woman who has to plan her husband's funeral with a stranger, her estranged son's assistant, played by Andrew Rannells. Also coming to HBO Max on May 29 is the Charli XCX movie, The Moment, a meta-mockumentary about the end of Brat's summer and grappling with otherworldly success. Read more. Markiplier's Iron Lung is also making its streaming debut on YouTube on May 31. The adaptation of the indie horror game was self-financed and self-released in theaters, where it earned over $50 million worldwide. AP film writer Lindsay Barr, new music to stream from May 25-31. Paul McCartney reflects on the days we left behind on his 18th studio album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane, out Friday. That's a reference to a particularly nostalgic and wistful track on the new collection, which reflects on the youth of a life well lived. So, of course, it's all soft piano and delicate harmonies. If that's not enough to inspire a listen, perhaps this is. The album also features the first duet of Macca and Ringo Starr, a must-play for any Beatles fan. The world around us wasn't safe. The place was falling down / but it was my hometown / and it was home to us, they say. It's enough to make someone weep, if it wasn't such a jam. Atlanta rapper Latto is back with Big Mama. If the title feels familiar, there's a reason for it. Big Mama is also the name of her 2024 Grammy-nominated single from her last album, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. She's called her forthcoming record her retirement album, and if that's true, she's going out with a bang. Somebody is laid-back pop trap. GOMF, an acronym for Get Out My Face, samples the buzzy 00's Soldier Boy hit Yar and transforms it with the swagger only Latto possesses. For the lover girls and girl bosses among us, and for everyone in between. AP music writer Maria Sherman new series to stream from May 25-31. A Spider-Man series, but make it noir. Nicolas Cage stars in a new live-action series inspired by the Marvel character. Set against a gritty 1930s New York, Cage plays Ben Reilly, a PI who carries the weight of being the city's only masked hero fighting rampant corruption. Viewers can choose between black and white and color versions. Spider-Noir drops its 8 episodes on Wednesday on Prime Video. The wild crime comedy Delhi Boys returns to Hulu for its 2nd season on Thursday. 2 Pakistani-American brothers, played by Asif Ali and Sardar Sheikh, inherit a chain of delis after their father dies and think they are set for life until the